The birth of a child should be a joyous occasion, but the moment turned into a nightmare for two proud new parents after they learned doctors mistakenly performed surgery on their healthy newborn.
Our Nick Barris has the exclusive story on a baby mix-up that's really hard to believe, and a warning, some of the video is graphic.
Oh my God.
Little Nate was born healthy and happy, a normal newborn, which is all his parents could hope for.
The baby, perfect, healthy, beautiful.
Jennifer Melton delivered at University Medical Center in Lebanon. Not long after the birth, her newborn went for what Melton thought would be a routine physical. A couple hours later, Nate was back.
At that point, the nurse started to mention the procedure that had been performed on him, that they had clipped his tongue.
Somehow, someway, a doctor, without the parents' signed consent, performed a surgical procedure on Nate that apparently was meant for another child.
Essentially, they took our child, who was 100% healthy, nursing well, no issues at all, and just took him out of the nursery and cut his mouth. At that point, I began to cry hysterically.
There's no excuse for operating on the wrong baby. None.
Melton's attorney Clint Kelly says the doctor performed a frenulectomy. As this news file video shows, that's cutting a flap of skin from under the child's tongue. It can be an uncomfortable procedure for the baby.
They have to go in there and they just snip.
A frenulectomy is a treatment for infants born with a condition that restricts the tongue's range of motion. But little Nate's tongue was normal.
It's recklessness. There's no excuse for cutting on a healthy child. There's no excuse for mixing babies up in a hospital.
The doctor didn't try to make any excuses. In a progress report from the hospital, he wrote, "I had asked for the wrong infant. I had likely performed the procedure on an infant different than the one I intended to, and I admitted my mistake and apologized."
They were sorry they made a mistake.
But for Melton, that's small consolation. She trusted the hospital would care for her newborn. Now she and her attorney wonder what the future holds for little Nate.
We don't know whether the child's going to have any speech problems. We don't know if the child's going to have any eating problems. The concern here is this was a healthy baby. It was supposed to leave the hospital healthy and instead was harmed by the hospital.
Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
University Medical Center declined to comment for this story, citing federal privacy regulations.